Chase Diamond will reveal his proven ways to build blueprints for on-site email acquisition and the exact automation he uses to engage and convert subscribers. He'll coach you on the must-send email campaigns to help you build trust and drive revenue. Chase, welcome to the stage.
Hey there. Today, we're going to talk about email list building and improving campaigns in order to build trust with your guys' audience. Before we dive into really why you're here, I want to quickly go into my background. So over the past couple of years, I've acquired over 1 million online community members via non-paid acquisition. So I'm really a specialist on the retention side around cold email, organic social, opt-in email, and those are going to be kind of the core focus of today. Also, over the past few years alone, I've driven over $75 million in email attributable revenue for my e-commerce clients since about June of 2018. And a few of the clients that I currently work with or have worked with in the past include Orgain, Nugs, The Chive, and CrossNet. Now let's dive into really why you guys are here. So what you're going to learn today is as follows. You're going to understand my exact blueprint for on-site email acquisition, which is super, super important to make sure you guys can drive engagement and drive revenue from your email list. We're going to go through the core automations that I use to engage and convert these new subscribers or existing subscribers. And then we're going to talk about my must-send email campaigns that will help you drive trust and ultimately, drive revenue from your list of customers and subscribers. So let's dive in. And before we dive in really quickly, I want to make sure that we're on the same page for this presentation. So let's go through definitions. And we're going to talk about the 3 types of emails. So the first is a campaign. And a campaign is a one-time send to a group of people. Think about a holiday blast or a promotional offer. A flow, that's synonymous with email automation. That's triggered every single time a certain behavior occurs. Think about an abandoned cart or a welcome series for non-buyers. And the last one is a transactional email. And that's similar to flows, but that's for activities after people purchase from you. So think about order confirmation or shipping confirmation. These are typically sent from your email platform or more predominantly probably your e-commerce platform, right? So this will kind of automatically be set up in Shopify or WooCommerce or BigCommerce, et cetera. If you want to move it over to Klaviyo or MailChimp or Drip or whatever email platform you're using, you can, but I believe you have to be actually on a Shopify Plus to be able to pause those emails there. Anyways, let's dive into actually the meat of the presentation. So starting with kind of the email acquisition, I think it's really important here that we understand the 3 different types of form offers. This is going to set up how we actually think about collecting emails. So there's 3 types. The first is a sign up, the second is a coupon, and the third is an enter to win. So let's dive into each of those. What do those mean? So the first, the sign up campaign. This really isn't that exciting. This is really just sign up to join our email list and be the first to hear about product launches, announcements, and offers. The sign up campaign does not promise a coupon, right? You're purely making the ask that the visitor join your list just to stay informed. And we're going to talk about in just a second after this slide, the different type of engagement, the different type of conversion rate that you can expect on each of these different offers. And as you can expect, that's probably going to be the least in most cases. The next one is called a coupon campaign, right? This is an explicit offer. Join our list and you'll receive some kind of coupon X or coupon Y. The coupon might be a discount like $10 off. It might be a discount like 10% off, or it might be a code for free shipping. I think that's typically the most common and the most popular. And then the last one is this enter to win, right? So enter to win our monthly giveaway, join our list and enter to win our weekly giveaway. This is some kind of drawing for some kind of free gift card or some kind of offer at your store, some kind of VIP experience, some kind of free product, right? Someone has to enter and then you're going to do a drawing and a raffle, and then you'll let the people know if they won. So let's talk about how each of these different offers lends itself to driving conversion. So here are the kind of the benchmarks that Privy had provided for me based on 500 million signups, right? So a lot of data to back up these numbers. So the whole sign up, just join our list for more info. Again, not that exciting. You can expect about a 1% conversion. So in other words, for every 100 people that visit your website, you can expect about 1 or so people to actually give you their email. With the coupon, right, that's the discount, you can expect in the ballpark of about 5% based off their data. We have gotten pretty good at testing this with our clients, and we're seeing probably for the same offer more like 7 to 9, 8 to 10%. And then there's a whole enter to win, right? So they're saying that it's give or take about 10% conversion. So people are interested in having the potential to win. So they're going to opt in, 10 out of every 100. And let's talk about kind of what these are and kind of what you should expect. So we kind of went through this on the last slide, but just kind of talking through the text version, right? Just so that way, if you want to screenshot this, or that way, if you want to just kind of understand what I meant, just to quickly go through it again. The sign up campaign, you can expect 1% of people to potentially give you their email, 1 out of 100. The discount, 10% off, $10 off, you can expect 5 out of 10 people to give you their email. And the whole enter to win, you can expect about 10 out of 100 people. Again, these are just averages. These are estimates. Doesn't mean just because you do a coupon, you're going to get 5%, or just because you do an enter to win, that you're automatically going to get 10%. You do have to still test and optimize, but that's just based off their large data set. And by the way, if you want access to my slides, this entire deck, all you have to do is take out your phone, scan this, and you'll just tweet at me and I'll send you my deck. That way it might save you from taking a bunch of notes or a bunch of screenshots. So I think that might be helpful. No worries. If not, feel free to pull out the phone and scan this with your camera app, and we'll keep going. So let's talk about my feedback on these forms. So now that you've seen the 3 offers and how they actually convert, you might be tempted to immediately switch to the whole enter to win campaign, right? That was the one that converted at 10%. You might want to just do that because it sounds the best. It's definitely worth testing. However, in my experience, the coupon one, the discount one, that typically drives the most immediate revenue and is typically the easiest to track. So if someone has a 10% off offer, you could see pretty quickly whether they've converted on that code or not. Whereas the whole enter to win, while it's great, you typically have to select some kind of winner. Might take a week, it might take a month to announce, and then you have to see who converts from there. So you also need to be on top of remembering to actually do the drawing, right? That's part super important, that you actually have to fulfill on that, or else, that's not a good look. So the enter to win test, I definitely test that if you haven't, but just keep in mind that like in a season, what's Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or certain times, you really might want to just go with the offer, the coupon, just because the conversion is going to be the most immediate and the easiest to attribute and track. So let's talk about pop-ups, right? So now we understand offers, we understand how those tie into conversion. Let's talk about pop-ups, right? The pop-ups typically the most kind of common and popular that you'll use to actually collect emails. There's pop-ups, there's embedded forms, there's flyouts, and whatnot. So a pop-up, ideally you're going to have 2 different pop-ups on your site that are optimized for mobile as well as for desktop. We're seeing a lot of traffic, obviously no surprise over the past year or two with the big increase on mobile. So we want to make sure that you have a form specifically for mobile. So starting with desktop though, so the top recommendation that we're making and Klaviyo and other folks are making is that you want to leverage exit intent on desktop. So we've identified that exit intent on desktop is more effective at converting than any of the other delays, right? Immediate time delay after a certain percentage of the page has been scrolled, certain amount of time on the site. We have found specifically for desktop pop-ups that exit intent is the best. And the reason being is customers seem to be more receptive of forms when they are being interrupted right before they leave the site versus actually when they're on the site trying to browse and see what you have. So kind of the exit intent makes the website experience as a whole a little bit better than kind of just showing something in someone's face right when they hit your website or after they've quickly scrolled through a portion of it. However, on mobile, we do rely on a different strategy. Exit intent functionality is not super present and not really readily available on touch-based mobile devices. It's not really effective. It doesn't really work. So we recommend leveraging the scroll delay and displaying the pop-up after the customer has scrolled down towards the bottom of the page. So typically we're showing this after customers gone through about 60% of your website on mobile. That way they have enough time to see what you're about and hopefully be able to enter their email and or phone number. So that way you can stay in touch and convert them over time. So in terms of flyouts, I briefly mentioned that, a flyout is a way to collect info and whatnot, but flyouts typically are less popular in terms of collecting emails than pop-ups. Pop-ups are the predominant, most popular, and traditionally the best. However, flyouts are typically used and best leveraged post-email acquisition. So you want to look to kind of implement this to folks that are already on your email list to try to get extra data points, gender, maybe who they're buying for, types of products that they're interested in, where they're based, things like that. So now let's talk about, one last thing kind of that's important to talk about here is the order matters. So in my own testing, as well as talking with other experts, if you want to collect both email and SMS, the order in which you display the email ask versus the SMS ask really does matter. We've personally seen the most success with asking for email first and phone number second. People are very used to giving their email, and phone number is still kind of this whole foreign thing where people aren't as comfortable. So if you ask for the email, you kind of remove that barrier, you remove that friction. They've already taken one step, and asking for the SMS from there is a lot easier, and people are probably more willing to give you their phone number as well. So here's a form example, right? So on the left-hand side, we'll show you the email, right? So this is literally just saying, don't miss 20% off your order of brew, enter your email, they press continue. And then we see the right-hand side that says, now enter your phone number. It has the consent language because SMS is very delicate. You need to make sure that you abide by all the legalities and have the correct language in terms of service and privacy policy. So now you can enter your mobile number and people opt in. This is what it'll basically say once they do both of those. Hey, check your text, reply Y to confirm your subscription, right? People need to double opt in. They need to confirm and consent to it, not just giving their phone number, but they also have to give consent via text. And then here are kind of the welcome emails and the welcome message. So the welcome emails on the left, right? So kind of just welcoming you to the brand, delivering the code, etc. And then the welcome SMS is on the right-hand side. That dives us kind of into the next section, which is the must-have flows. How do we engage and convert these folks, right? So we're going to talk about the welcome series for non-buyers, the abandoned checkout, and post-purchase. So starting with the welcome series for non-buyers. So I'm going to go through kind of this card in this cheat sheet. And this way you guys can kind of have a really easy grasp and understanding of how this works. So to kind of quickly talk about what the welcome series is. So the first few emails that your subscribers receive after joining your list are some of the most important messages of their entire customer journey and lifecycle with you. These emails really set your customers and subscribers up to being used to engaging with your brand and really setting the tone of your entire relationship. So we typically send 4 emails for this welcome series for non-buyers. At any point in time, if someone does convert, instead of receiving the additional welcome emails that they hadn't received, they'll move to the post purchase. And that's just done through filters at the flow level. Most ESPs, email service providers, whether it's Klaviyo, Omnisend, Drip, SendLane, Privy, they make that pretty easy to do. So let's talk about the first email and then we'll go into the other emails. So the welcome, a thank you, and discount code is kind of what we'll focus on in email 1. So here, we're going to focus on a cereal brand called Magic Spoon, just so that way you guys can see consistently how a brand evolves from email 1, 2, 3 to 4. So they start with this kind of captivating header image, right? Welcome to the land of Magic Spoon. Then they have some really relevant brand info. Now we wanted to make cereal not only tasted great, but also was good for you, or at least better for you, right? We swapped out the bad stuff. We swapped out the kind of junk for high protein, low carb, keto friendly ingredients, all without sacrificing taste. And then we have a kind of a light call to action of just try now, right? So this is a really strong email. In this case, they're not incentivizing you to join their list. And that's why there's no coupon or discount or entry into a giveaway. Talking about email 2, if they don't convert on that email, we want to focus on the brand story, any kind of unique quality standards, and really the benefit of shopping with your company. This is really answering that question for kind of subscribers. Hey, what's in it for me? Like, why should I care about brand X or why should I care about brand Y? So this email here kind of asks this question that gets you thinking, why did we grow up but our favorite cereal didn't? And they have this really great graphic and strong brand comparison of us. We only have 3 grams of net carbs, and them, they have 21 grams of net carbs, and them just refers to their competitors, right? So the competitors have 7 times the amount of carbs. That's insane. And again, they have the similar call to action, or the same call to action as email 1 of try it now. And then they have the brand benefits, right? We swapped out the junk. So we swapped out the wheat, the corn, the sugar for high protein, low carb, keto friendly ingredients, all without sacrificing the taste. So then the next email here is all about social proof, right? Leveraging social proof in the forms of customer reviews, press mentions, celebrity or influencer endorsements, any kind of retail footprint. We're in 100 Nordstroms, we're in 500 Macy's, whatever it might be, and displaying popular products so that way people understand what others enjoy and like from you. So here's a really captivating header image, right? Kind of showing some of their best and most popular products. They have some killer social proof, right? So leveraging Men's Journal, Delish, and Fast Company is a really great way to leverage reputable sources to extend that credibility to your own brand. And then they have a more direct call to action, right? We're on email 3. They've given you enough info that they're now asking for the order, and they're just saying order now. Now let's talk about the last email. This is going to focus on the community element and really kind of try to get people to further ingrain and to follow you on social, hit reply, join a Facebook group, something of that nature. So welcome email 4. In their case, they're focusing on introducing the founders, right? Hey, we're Greg and Gabby. We're the founders, right? Here's a cool photo of us. We're smiling. We're happy. We're eating cereal. And then they have more text, right? basically prompting people to hit reply because a call to action is hyperlinked, will open their email to ask you, get you to ask them a question about, hey, I'd love to learn more. What's your favorite flavor? How do I know if this actually is better for you? Whatever questions you might have, they're willing and open to answer it. Now let's talk about the abandoned checkout. This is a really core flow in your stack that you must have as part of the foundation, part of the beginning. So I really do quickly that I want to talk about the entire customer journey and the difference between the abandoned cart and the abandoned checkout because of the 100 plus brands that we work with and the 100 couple brands we've worked with in the past few years, this is the biggest mistake I see a lot of them make. They're leaving a lot of money on the table by not implementing both. So on the right hand side of the screen, I kind of have the customer journey, right? From homepage all the way through someone purchasing. And at each step in the funnel, there's friction that's involved. And each step of the funnel with friction, it reduces the likelihood that someone is going to make it through each step, which ultimately reduces the conversion. So someone, right, will hopefully be on the homepage, view a category, view a product, add a cart, start checkout, and buy, right? But most people aren't going to do all those steps. So at each drop off, we want to serve them content. Someone's on your list, views a product, but doesn't add a cart, doesn't start checkout, or doesn't buy, we're going to send them the browse abandonment. However, if someone views a product, adds to cart, but doesn't do the last few steps, we're going to send them the abandoned cart. But if someone does all of that, but doesn't buy, we're going to send them the abandoned checkout. So here on my screen's kind of the difference. The abandoned cart is added to cart metric. The abandoned checkout is someone started checkout. You need to make sure you have both. Typically, you have to add a custom snippet of code for the abandoned cart. It's pretty easy to do. Shoot me a DM on Twitter or find me on social. If you can't find that documentation, if you're on Klaviyo or Shopify, I will send you the link. It's pretty easy to do. So now let's dive into the abandoned checkout. So notice kind of the following. The abandoned checkout drives a lot of engagement. The open rate on email one is 51%. So half the people that receive this have actually opened. 22% click through. So 2 out of every 10 people that receive this email click through. And 1 out of every 10 people that receive it, not just open it, but 1 out of 10 people that receive it actually convert. So this is a 30-day period for one of our clients. A single email alone did $59,000 in revenue off of 3,400 sends. So really strong conversion, strong AOV, very, very healthy. Email 2 that we sent to anyone that did not purchase in email 1 has really strong metrics as well. 41% open rate, 13% click through, and about a 5% conversion for an additional almost 24,000. So just for one of our clients over a 30-day period, these 2 emails did $83,117 in revenue. You got to make sure you have this. Now let's talk about what's kind of this constitutes and what is consistent in this. So the abandoned checkout, again, I kind of went through this, but doing this is going to help you recover and convert your most engaged visitors that are on your website and have completed a majority of the process of actually buying from you. They just need that final push to get from heavy consideration into conversion. So email 1, which I'll show an example on in 1 second, is really just to remind the customer of the item or the items they left behind. And if you want to showcase trust and credibility through the forms of reviews or testimonials, then you absolutely can do that. I think the best thing here, and I'm going to illustrate, is just keep it simple out the gates. Collect data, and something is better than nothing. So this is the client, right? So you have Ibex products waiting in your basket. We have a link that automatically drops people back to checkout. Then we have a dynamic product block that will show people the item or the items that they almost purchased. And then the call to action is also going to drop people back to checkout. So a very simple example, but it does well. The second email, if people don't convert, is all about educating customers on what your company stands for and really encouraging them to complete their order and reminding them of the item or the items that they left behind. So in this example, the same company, Ibex, we start with this kind of nice lifestyle photo. And on the lifestyle photo, we have this call to action that says discover Ibex that drops people back to their checkout. Then from there, we have this section that addresses brand quality and product quality, talking about how their product is really expensive, but it's because it's super great. It doesn't allow you to sweat, it's breathable, so on and so forth. We're going to dynamically show people the product of products that they almost purchased. And then we're going to have the call to action again to check out. So that's the abandoned checkout. And now we'll end kind of the automation section before we dive into the campaign section on post-purchase. So the post-purchase section, we're going to talk about some interesting things. So what's the goal? The overview of the post-purchase really is to show your appreciation by saying thank you. This is going to help strengthen your bond with your customers and ultimately reduce buyer's remorse. We're also going to provide them with any education that's needed about the product if necessary, right? Supplements, high AOV things that require people to understand before they actually utilize your product. It's really important to send those emails. And then lastly, we want them to provide valuable feedback in the form of reviews, testimonials, this, that, or the other, and get them to join the community. So we're going to focus on email one right now, and we'll dive into the other emails after. So email one is just a customer thank you. We're going to show genuine gratitude and try to validate the customer's buying decision by, thanking them and kind of expressing gratitude and letting them know what it means to us. And then if we need to provide any education, this is a really great email to do it. This example is for a company that sells weighted blankets called the Calming Blanket. And in this email, it basically says, "Hey, my name is Todd. And while you wait for your order, I want to teach you actually how our customers have the best success from using our products. Here are three of the most popular, and here are three of the best ways that you can use it. One is sleep with it, and they have a paragraph for that. Two is to use the blanket to calm down and ground yourself, right? So they have a description and explanation of that. And the last way is to use it like a warm hug. So just by doing this, we reduce the number of support tickets of people asking, is it working? How do we use it? What's happening? Then email two, we want to do a product review request, but a really unique, interesting take and kind of twist that we do is we want to send traffic to a Facebook ad or to a Facebook post that will ultimately run as an ad to be able to increase the social proof, which will hopefully decrease the cost of acquisition because more people will be likely to engage and click through. So here, we basically incentivize people to leave their review on a Facebook ad by offering to enter them into a giveaway. Hey, so we want to share your love of the product with other people so they can also have that same feeling of comfort and warmth that you do. Please leave a comment, a video, a photo on this Facebook post. And by the way, if you do that, let us know so we can enter you into a drawing to win a $349 blanket. So this has been super, super successful for us. And then last but not least, is for this particular client, they're based in Australia. And what we noticed is that in Australia and also in the US and in other countries, customers consult third-party review sites. So here in the US, it's called Trustpilot. For them in Australia, it's literally just called productreviews.com.au. So we wanted to send traffic to that site so people could leave positive reviews. And then we also want them to follow us on social and to join our community. So here's a plain text email, basically from the founders saying, "Hey, this is who I am. We strive to have, 5 out of 5 stars, 100% customer satisfaction. Please leave your review here. And also like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram." It's a really great way. That's all about the automations. Now let's talk about the campaigns. So I'm going to kind of go through some best practices right now, and we'll talk through a campaign calendar. We'll also talk through different campaigns with examples. So you want to send between 2 to 5 campaigns per week. You have to leverage list segmentation so that way one person doesn't receive all 5 emails on the campaign side, plus potentially being eligible to receive flow emails. And you have to diversify the campaign content. So let's dive into that. And I'm going to share a bunch of ideas right now. So you can send campaigns, and I'll have examples where you can see screenshots of real emails in a little bit. But we can send new product launches, any kind of influencer or celebrity endorsements, any kind of holidays, any kind of promotions or special offers, any kind of education or social proof, giveaways, bundles, gifting, and current events. Those are the kind of the universe and the main campaigns that we'll send. And here's how we build it out. So we'll literally build out a calendar for our clients and say, a month in advance, these are everything we're sending each week. So for this client, they sell hydration packets that basically help you have electrolytes. They're sending an email out on Sunday saying, "Hey, it's time for a refill." They're then doing a Q&A on Tuesday saying, "Hey, these are our founders. Get to know them, get to know the product, get to know the company." They're then leveraging UGC to highlight kind of a newer product. They're then doing a push towards Amazon. We just launched on Amazon. Go buy it there for free Prime shipping. We're doing a daylight savings bundle. So buy this bundle, we're resending the daylight savings bundle. We're then talking about our new website. We're then doing a new kind of product teaser. And then we're focusing on World Sleep Day. So over a 2-week period, those were kind of the 9 campaigns that we sent. And the campaign content wasn't just sale after sale after sale, or wasn't just education after education after education. It's really nice and it's really important to make sure that you're always keeping your customers on their toes and always serving them content that's relevant and timely and basically going to help them get a better experience. Now let's go through a bunch of examples. So the new product launch, right? Fairly simple. You can do this for a product or a collection, just doing a new drop. This email from Bindbox is super simple. Just telling them what's new, right? Straightforward. Influencer or celebrity partnerships, right? In this case, Persona, I think, which is a personalized vitamin company, helps you make sure that you get the supplements that are best for you. They're partnering, with a celebrity here to make sure that you guys kind of can get the credibility or the trust from her. So this is a great way to highlight what they're buying or what they think or their feelings. Holidays, right? So, October, November, December, other quarters of the year, right? Holidays are super prevalent. I think every single month has at least one or two holidays, right? New Year's, so on and so forth, Valentine's Day. So holidays, I think those are the most kind of relevant and typically the easiest to do for brands. Promos and special offers. This was kind of an interesting promotion that we ran for one of our clients. We basically gave out 3 offers, and the best offer had the least number of quantity. So the buy one, get one free, which is equivalent to 50% off, only had 20 available. 30% off had 25 available, and then $12 off had 30 available. So this is kind of an interesting way to do like a promo and special offer where people have to try each one. And if it sells all out, on the next time you run a promo or special offer, they're going to be hopefully quicker to react and respond and convert. Educational and social proof, right? Educational content, social proof. This is for one of our wallet companies. This was basically doing blog posts where we showed companies that made wallets over the ages and how those went from really bulky to kind of minimal and thin and minimalistic. So that kind of linked out to a blog post. A giveaway, right? Giveaways are really important that you get right. Making sure that you focus on your own products. If you're Parachute, you want to give away bedding or pillows or cases. You don't want to give away an iPhone, right? There's no congruency there. And you end up with just a bunch of people on your list that want an iPhone, not what you actually sell. Bundles, right? Bundles are a great way to increase the AOV. AOV stands for average order value. So say, people spend $50 with you. You want to find ways to get people to spend 75, 95, 100 plus, right? So by bundling, you allow people to save if they spend more. Gifting, right? So people either buy from themselves or they buy from others. So gifting, you want to position it towards that angle, especially if you sell products like a men's razor. I bought a razor 3 years ago, and I won't have to probably buy a new one for myself anytime soon, but I might buy one for my dad or my brother or so on and so forth. Current events, right? So for the Super Bowl, right? If the Super Bowl winner is announced and you have products that are print on demand, maybe you can roll something out pretty quickly. This email for one of our clients did super, super well just because it was super timely. As soon as the last Super Bowl winner was announced, we sent this email out and we drove tons of revenue. And then lastly, to kind of end you, 2021 is the year of AMP. And AMP stands for Accelerated Mobile Pages. And it basically allows emails to act much like a landing page. So they become engaging, interactive, and actionable. And there's different types of things. Some of the ones I think that are going to be interesting are dynamic content, different types of layouts, and different types of media to go into that. So this example has this whole expanding content from Huckberry, where if you click on the left-hand side, read more, within the email, it actually drops down the new text that you see. And then here, there's a product carousel where you can actually look at different products within an email, just like you can on a website. So thank you guys. Really appreciate you guys having me. Thank you guys for listening to me. You can find me on Twitter. I have probably one of the best accounts on Twitter for e-commerce email marketing. Every single day, I'm sharing copywriting tips, flow tips, campaign tips, agency tips, freelancer tips. So I'm really focused on providing a ton of value. So my handle on Twitter is ecom chase diamond. There's no A in diamond, so it's just DIMOND, ecom chase diamond. On Instagram, I'm Chase Hunter Diamond. Again, no A in diamond, and that's my email. So if you want to quickly screenshot this slide, that way you can follow me and reach out. I'd be happy to answer anything that you have for me. And thank you guys so much for your time. I'll catch you guys later. Cheers.